Yes, friends, I need to introduce you to my new friend, a small 4-shaft table loom from Wolden. I got her for the low price of 50 euros. Yes, I can't believe it either. From a woman that is quite local to me. I had to do a 1-hour drive, but for this beauty I would drive more. So naturally, in this video, we are going to be weaving on my rigid heddle loom. I don't know when you celebrate this, but here in Belgium, Mother's Day is fast approaching. And my mom is an avid knitter as well, and she has taken quite a liking to the Drops Garden Studio range of alpaca yarns. And I have stolen, borrowed, asked maybe, for her leftovers to do a small secret project. So these are the leftovers she had from, well, our projects of the last couple of years. There's a clear color scheme in there. And we are going to weave my mom a little surprise with her own leftovers. Is it cheap to make a gift my mom has paid for herself? Nah. It's not. It's okay, it's okay. Anyway, it's handmade. You can put no price on handmade gifts. Now, for the warp of this weaving, I'm going to get me a box of hand-dyed yarns to try and find some yarns that match this color palette. Strike number 1. I think, is this too vibrant? Nah, this is going to go well. Some white, of course. Some of this lighter brown as well. What do I have still? This. Clip-on mic just fell off my pants. So we've got these 5 colors for a warp. What do you say? Right now I'm thinking, you know, like a gradient, so that the warp goes as a gradient and then the weft as well. So yeah, I don't know. In my brain it looks nice. How does it look in your brain? Let me know. I still do not have a warping peg or anything else you should warp with. I'm just going to use the cabinet that's right over there behind you and just between the loom and the cabinet. Sounds like a plan, and even if it doesn't, we're going to do it. First, make some little cakes out of these yarns. Okay, so the warp, it is warped. I might have gone a little bit overboard with my cardboard sticks over here, but don't think it'll harm it. And if it does, it's my own fault. My sticks, the shuttles. I'm ready to weave. It is beautiful outside, so of course I am doing this yet again outside. This feels rather weird because the last weaving project I did was also outside. Does this mean I haven't woven a thing in winter? Could possibly be. You know, sometimes you want to do a craft and sometimes you don't want to do a craft. I don't know if this is relatable to you. And now I do want to do this craft, so let's go. You know, tell me if this video is boring though, because I don't really know what to say when I'm weaving. I'm also going to do like a real plain simple tabby weave. But the fact that you're still watching gives me the courage to continue. I don't know. Most people say they're just here for the shenanigans you will have, or I don't know. Maybe. You'll have to watch until the end, maybe. Now, shenanigans wise, of course, my warp is a little bit skewed. It's not in the center of my heddle. And that is because I had a pattern in mind, but then my yarn was like, haha, no, you don't have enough. And I also didn't feel like caking more, so it's kind of a bit at random. It's still a gradient, and that's what I wanted. We'll see how it turns out. Now first, let's get this tensioned out evenly and nicely, and all the stuff that it needs to be. No, I've done it again. Now friends, how do you celebrate your mother this year? What gift are you getting her? Are you making something, crafting something, using your talents given by her to honor her? And moms of the internet, what was your favorite handcrafted gift you got for your birthday, Mother's Day, you know? I'm curious, I would like to know. My mom is always the happiest with handmade gifts and handwritten cards and this one specific 20 cents lollipop you can get here in Belgium. And then I know from my analytics that only 2% of my audience is male, but men in the audience, what's a handmade gift you would like to receive? Because for Mother's Day, of course, I had 100 ideas because she's a crafter as well, but my dad is not. He's like athletic, a jock. What can I make him? Suggestions are welcome in the comments. I want more white because I've got all that warp left to go. More white. So I was feeling a little bit proud of myself, and that's a dangerous feeling to have because, well, this is by all means the neatest weave I have done since I bought this €9 little toy loom. My salvages are pretty neat. My beaching isn't skewed to one side and actually quite consistent, but then, alas, a mistake. And another one. Luckily, nobody but the entire internet will know. What, you sneaking up behind my back? So I don't know if I have explained to you already, but the way I am doing the gradient is with stripes. That makes sense. So first I will do the main block of the main color, then 2 little rows of the next color, 10 rows of the main color, 4 rows of the next color, and then work my way up until it's 10 of the next color and 2 of the first color, and then, you know, rinse and repeat that stuff. Oh yeah, you built your little home over there. No, I've got like scrap wool, like the very dirty VM heavy wool, between my plants in my garden as mulch, and now I've seen that's been tossed around everywhere, and I am really hoping this little tit is using it for its nest. Make a warm, comfy nest, you little bird. Yes, go inside, score! So, as I was saying, until I got rudely interrupted by a tit building its house, which is the only kind of rude interruption I want on this channel, I am doing it with stripes. So right now I'm going from the brown to the red, and I did 8 rows of the brown here, 6 of the red, and then I'm now transitioning into the part where there is more red than brown. So here's 6 of the brown and 8 of the red. There will be now 4 of the brown, and then 10 of the red, 2 of the brown, and then there will be an entire part only red. Also, this is soft. I'm really liking the fabric. I hope my mom does too. Now, actually, the funny part about me buying this 4-shaft loom is that before I even got this loom, so also the funny part about me getting this loom, was that when I was spinning and knitting and crocheting and all that stuff, my husband was like, you know what I really picture you doing is like sitting on such a big loom, just weaving stuff. And I kind of dismissed that, like, nah, you know, nah, don't think weaving is for me. But he just planted a seed, and I think not a couple of weeks later I got this one. And ever since I made a couple of projects on this one, I was like, but now I want to weave bigger stuff. I want to weave like actual cloth to make clothing. You could say my husband is not only an enabler, but in a way you would almost say he's a feeder, but then not with food, but with like crafts. Here, have another craft. That's what I say. Sometimes your husband knows you better than you do. Or at least my husband sometimes knows me better than I do. I have now accumulated so much scarf already on this beam that when I put my heddle on the place where it's supposed to be for the upshed is almost non-existent. So I've started to balance it on the uppermost part of this wooden legs, arms, whatever holds the heddle. It's not how you should be using it, but it's how I am using it right now. Problem solving, chaos goblin ways. As this is just a children's toy loom, I don't think the makers thought anyone would ever make such big projects on it. Treat it like an actual rigid heddle loom. But here we are, an adult playing on a children's loom. But are we truly adults? Adulting is a myth. It's actually a very bad idea of me to be wearing this scarf, because the longer I wear it, the longer I might not be willing to give it away. But it's my mom. She deserves the best, so of course I will gift it to her. But I'm really proud of this scarf. I think the weaving was pretty consistent. Self edges are not the worst. And while this yarn has not stolen its name, this is so airy and lightweight. Amazing. And for the most part, the color gradient actually looks exactly as I had planned it to do. I must admit that, I think it's on this side, if I count right, that the beige was not enough to do the entire stripe sequence as I had planned it, so I made it a bit shorter. But you know, my mom is probably the one person in the world who doesn't mind these kind of inaccuracies. Inaccuracies. Because she loves me. I also wished I had more of the brown, because my mom wears a lot of brown, so that would match most of her outfits. But of course, because she wears so much brown and she loves brown so much, that was the smallest leftover. Anyway, as said before, or as asked before, let me know in the comments, what are you making for your mom this Mother's Day? Or what are you making for your dad coming Father's Day? Now, if you enjoyed this weaving shenanigans, I can recommend these videos for some more beginner weaving content. And if you like these fiber shenanigans, then maybe you could like, comment or subscribe. But of course, that is all up to you. And as for me, I will see you in a next video. Bye!